Hey, how you doing? I am Gio. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time, or welcome back and welcome to another techno reaction. So today's reaction, we're going back to 1994. We're going back to Severed Heads with Dead Eyes Open. Dead Eyes Open. I had never heard of this, but just looking around for things to react to, I came across this. I think it was suggested, because I've got a notebook with suggestions, and it was in my notebook, so I think somebody suggested it, but I'm not sure who. So if that was you, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And if anyone else would like to suggest anything, feel free. On this channel, we are doing, I say techno reactions, but it's electronic music reactions, right? Whether it's from the 80s all the way through. Techno, hard house, jungle, dubstep, anything. I'm just, there are thousands of reaction channels on YouTube. There are none, I don't think, that do electronic music. Let me fix this camera. So we're gonna fix that, right? We're gonna fix it. We're gonna do some electronic music because I feel like the genre deserves it, right? I also feel like it doesn't get pushed. It gets pushed on things like TikTok, and individual people push their individual projects. But as a whole, the scene doesn't really get promoted very much. When you look at podcasts and stuff, there are some, interviews, online interviews with artists. There are some, but nothing like the amount for like contemporary or more mainstream music. Right? You got the guy from Music Express, Twan, who does amazing work interviewing people he's great. I love his channel. But there's not a hell of a lot of stuff up there, but I feel like it deserves it. I feel like there's space for it. So let's fucking do it. So today's video is Severed Heads. Severed Heads were an Australian electronic music group founded in 1979 as Mr. and Mrs. No Smoking Sign. Interesting. The original members were Richard Fielding and Andrew Wright, who were soon joined by Tom Ellard. Fielding and Wright had both left the band by mid-1981, and Ellard remaining the sole constant member for the rest of the band's existence. Throughout the next decade, several musicians joined Severed Heads, including Garry Bradbury, son, I don't know who they are. In 1984, the band released Dead Eyes Opened as a single, which was remixed in 1994 and re-released. 1984. It's the 1994 version we're doing today, right? But maybe I have to check out the 1984 one. Is the 1984 one worth checking? I wonder. So it looked like these guys were active on and off, and then I think they disbanded for the last time in 2019. But given the amount of times they've disbanded and rejoined and disbanded and started again, is that permanent? I don't know. So, I have got an Australian electronic music band from 1970s. Like, I've got no idea what I'm expecting here. I think it's supposed to be techno though. I think it's supposed to be techno, so it'll be like, early techno. Right up my street. So, guys, if you like this type of content, if you like this video, push like. If you're not subscribed, push subscribe, push notification bell. I know it's been a while between these, but I'm going to try and get a better schedule and get more done. So you can push notification bell, be notified, leave a comment, let me know what you think, leave a suggestion. So without further ado, this is Severed Heads with Dead Eyes Opened.
I'm not going into details. It's too horrible. So horrible that when Bernard Spilsbury examined the residual shambles in the bungalow, he said it was more gruesome than anything even he had ever seen. That, from a great pathologist with unique experience, constitutes a warning not to be ignored. coincidence, a thunderstorm had been brewing when Maha, doing his grisly work at the bungalow, was dealing with the most grisly job of all. The hair of the woman's head. He had severed it from the trunk, built a huge fire in the sitting room, placed her head upon it. Then, I owe a debt here to Edgar Wallace.
Let's stop for just a moment. Copyright pause, I guess, but you know, these usually get copyrighted anyway, so it makes no difference. But that's great. That is wonderful. I love that. The groove, the bass line and the keys sitting on top of it complement each other perfectly. It is nice. It is it's very, very listenable, right? It's very, again, 1994, right? I wonder what the 84 one sounds like, but 1994, got the techno groove, got the kick, got like Hearts, a lot of a pod. It sounds good. It sounds well mixed. What's the vocal from? What's the vocal speech from? I miss that to an extent in dance music. Remember when they used to sample all the time? Right? Where we started sampling. And, you know, we moved away from that because you don't really need to do it anymore. But it's nice to hear it again. It is. The visuals, by the way, the visuals are very, very 90s. Very 90s visuals. My friend had a music program called Jesus on Acid. So we would take acid and sit and just watch this computer screen and like kaleidoscopes and stuff and colours and stuff like that. Like, yeah, for hours. Good times, good times. But yes, it's a spot on it. This is something you could listen to today. Of course you could. Yeah.
Then, I owe a debt here to Edgar Wallace, who edited the transcript of the Mahan trial. Then the storm broke with a violent flash of lightning and an appalling crash of thunder. As the head of Emily Kay lay upon the coals, the dead eyes opened, and Mahan fled out to the deserted shore. When he nerved himself to return, the fire had done its work.
I was severed heads with dead eyes open. That was great. You know what I noticed about that as well? Let me know if you agree with me. A lot of times in early techno, you know, it's new technology and you can kind of tell. People are experimenting. Let's see what we can do. I didn't really seem like that. I seemed everything was deliberate and written in organised, right? In a proper way. You know, maybe it's because it was a remix of our original song, but it sounded more like musicians in the structure of the song than early techno. Like early techno is great. Right? The experimental aspect of it is great. Hearing new things for the first time, but it didn't seem like it seemed planned. Right? But for a bunch of guys who started a band in 1971 This came out in 1994. It's like kudos, well done. You made something. And like I said, I need to go back, I think, to the 84 one to see if we went from how different it is, how different that 10 years made it. But I'll be in the plan. That's something we'll do. So, yeah, let me know what you think of Dead Eyes Open. To me, it had everything you need. The drums were good, not too overpowering. The rhythm was good. The keys were addictive. The bass line was a groove, right? The vocal, I don't know where it came from, but it kind of fitted. But I like when they take vocal samples from somewhere and just build a song around it, sort of thing, right? I miss the sample days. But let me know if you know where that came from. I could probably look it up, to be fair. But if you want to let me know where it came from, I'd appreciate it. So everyone, thank you for listening to this with me. It was great. Enjoyed that. I need to find something I don't like. I need to find something that's like it, because everything I'm a risk of being boring. Going, yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, but I genuinely like everything. I think pretty much everything I've heard up to now has been spot on. Maybe because it was the majority is older stuff. Maybe once move on to the newer stuff, I'll be like, it's been done. Same as the last time. Seems very common. Doesn't seem original. Right? Maybe. But guys, if you could give me some suggestions, what do you want to hear me react to? I'm going to do all genres, all ranges, all time periods. Let me know where to go. And until then, thank you everyone for the support, and I'll catch you on the next one.